You know, I felt like with the bringing back of the JLU, there were going to be some callbacks to a few things. Lex Luthor losing his memory, Sinestro being part of the Green Lantern Corps, Joker being wherever the fuck. And I was like, something feels off. And wouldn't I know it, I was fucking correct. Welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Knight, here to give you proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. We are on the new Justice League Unlimited book. And the Justice League is still going up against the Inferno. And now the Inferno has hatched this gigantic plan. So, Flash, Wonder Woman, both Flashes, Impulse and Barry are... So it's Impulse, Barry, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Star Sapphire. I want to say that's it. They are Kara, and they are at this the G20 summit, and they meet another hero who has like seismic scream is his power. Can't remember what his name is, but and they're all there to protect the people because this place is like Inferno bait, because they're basically talking about like the economy and shit like that. And the Inferno is still like trying to destroy the economy and have like the economy flatline and have like these nuclear wars going on. So they start launching this attack, and at 7:03, that entire summit just disappears. And Airwave is talking to Mr. Terrific, and he's just like, what happened? And, Mr. Terrific's like, listen, this is crazy because we don't have any extra heroes. Zatanna and all of them are doing something else. Superman is fighting robots that went after a nuclear reactor, and Superman is requesting backup, but they can't spare anybody. Batman and John Jones are talking to Ryan Choi and Ray Palmer about getting John's powers back, but they have to locate whoever it is that has his powers. So we have there's a lot of things going on, and the G20 summit, they end up in this like crazy ass illusion going on. Like it's literally trippy with all of these crazy monsters, and Airwave is just like who are these guys? And so Mr. Terrific's like, the Legion of Doom makes sense, but Sinestro's with the Green Lantern Corps, Joker is nowhere near any of those Inferno sites that they've hit, and Lex Luthor lost his memory and is working with Superman. So they're accounted for, this can't be what's going on. And he's like, and I don't know is not part of my vocabulary. I need data. And he's not getting it, right? And he's like, someone somewhere has answers. Yes, the person in front of you asking who they are has answers. So, while the Leaguers are just in this crazy ass trippy space, Impulse is kind of in the way. But it's he doesn't really have anywhere to move, and all of the leaders are like, oh, I'm in charge, and they're just like, oh my god, please shut the fuck up for 5 minutes, because all of them are just like, I'm in charge, you don't tell me what to do, I'm not some kind of puppet, da 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 da. Yes, but you don't have powers, and we're in this unknown place, and you're gonna die if you don't listen to what we say, type thing, So while all of that's happening, Impulse is trying to assist, but again, he's in the way, underfoot. And Flash is just like, I told them that you were not ready for this, and you're in the way. Please just stand the fuck still. Right? So, as he's standing still, he looks over and there's a man. And the man has this super creepy smile on his face. And he was like, red flag, red flag. What the hell? So he goes up to him, he's like, you come with me. And he's like, damn, you're actually heavier than I thought. What the fuck? He's like, I know it's you. He's like, the guy's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He was like, I saw that creepy ass smile. It's gotta be you. And so, of course, it is that person. And he has Martian Manhunter's telepathic powers. And so Ray Palmer is like, you know, this is kind of fidgety still. Like, we're still kind of like working, trying to figure it out. So they've managed to track J'onn J'onz's powers. And he was like, well, we tracked his powers and we tracked his powers to a person, but then like they disappeared. And Batman's like, when did that person disappear? He was like, exactly at 7:03 a.m. Bitch. So of course he reaches out to Mr. Terrific and he's like, oh my fucking god, somebody at the summit is a plant. They have J'onn J'onz's powers. Like, we have to get over there. So Flash is using his powers and they end up in the Phantom Zone. So they're able to get everybody through the Phantom Zone gate, and they are able to isolate the person who has the powers. Now, whoever is communicating with Airwave is like, Airwave, it's time, and he's very hesitant to do so, and they're like, honor the bargain. So I don't think that he's doing this because he wants to. This sounds like an Amanda Waller situation, to where he's protecting someone or trying to save someone, and the only way that he's able to do that is to work with these people. So when they start snatching the powers away to give back to J'onn J'onzz, it actually is revealed that the person who has J'onn J'onzz's telepathic powers is Gorilla Grodd. And they're like, what the fuck? You're not working alone. How are you doing this? And he's like, actually, don't worry about it. My ride's here. And Airwave quite literally shows his hand, transports Gorilla Grodd out of there. And Batman's just like, what? So when Gorilla Grodd gets back to the rest of them, he's like, hey, you know, there's no point in us hiding anymore. They know who we are. They know it's us. And Lex Luthor is just like, you know, don't worry about it. They don't know what we're planning. It's still cool. And we have the Legion of Doom, which is going to lead into another fucking event. Now, I don't have a problem with them doing like these little mini events. However, they keep putting these mini events in series that I'm not reading. So it's going to cross between Justice League Unlimited and the Batman Superman World's Finest. I have not been reading World's Finest because I didn't want to. It didn't really have anything to do with the DC All In, but now they are putting these DC All In pages in here. So now I have to, if I want to know what the fuck is going on. It's the same thing with X-Men Hunt that happened over in Marvel, as well as One World Under Doom, where it's going to end up leading to something else, because they're trying to again shift the status quo in both universes. So they shifted the status quo from Absolute Power, and this is how we ended up getting to Justice League Unlimited, and now we're going to be introducing the Legion of Doom again, which is cool or whatever, because we have the Legion of Doom and we have the Secret Six, and like we have all of these factions starting again. The Teen Titans are quite literally about to tell the Justice League about themselves. Like, a lot of things going on. The same thing happening with Marvel, where Marvel shifted the status quo in Blood Hunt, and the remnants of Blood Hunt are still like happening, with Dr. Doom being the Sorcerer Supreme, starting the Doom Academy, starting his Doom Squad, and just all kinds of stuff. And then in the middle of all of that happening at the same time is the X-Men Hunt for Charles Xavier, which is going to lead into another story called Imperial, with him and his wife Lilandra looking for Xandra. So everybody's doing like all of these mini events. I just need y'all to slow down for like half a second, right? Like, please. Them making Impulse kind of like this little kid in a way, I feel like I have a problem with. I'm not really sure, because Impulse has been really, really helpful. So I'm not really sure what it is that they're doing with that, and why if they're going to do that, why didn't you just leave him with the Teen Titans? Because you're saying that he's not ready for this Justice League type stuff. Why is he with you guys? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, it's just a wild concept to me, that you're having him on the Justice League team and then telling him that he's not ready to be on the Justice League team. Why is he not with the Teen Titans? He is quite literally still a child. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. The Teen Titans are, like, part of the Justice League, but they are still, like, their own team. So, like, all of the things that would be happening that the Teen Titans would be handling, they would be handling. And that's also where my confusion comes in, because you have the Teen Titans, and the Teen Titans are not currently doing anything. Technically, like, they're about to go handle whatever is going on with Deathstroke and like him using Psycho Pirate, right? So, like, they're about to go handle that, but you're saying you can't spare anybody. Are you not going to use them? See, this is what I mean. Like, y'all put them as part of the Justice League Unlimited, but then you don't use them for anything, and then they have, like, their own thing, and you involve yourself in their thing. But when y'all need assistance and y'all don't have enough heavy hitters, your heavy hitters are on the Teen Titans. Donna Troy and Starfire and Raven. And even if we're not, like Raven not even being 100%, you still have Starfire and Donna Troy, heavy hitters that you used during the whole Beast Boy situation. But now all of a sudden, they're not heavy hitters anymore. Also, you know, I don't know. Because Hal Jordan is on, like, a whole different thing with the Green Lantern story, right? Like, he's over there, but he's also over here. So you use him a lot. And they're still dealing with that whole Sorrow Lantern bullshit. So why don't you pull the Teen Titans? And why don't you pull members of the JSA? And why don't you pull, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like this is going to implode and be very, very bad for them. Because like and this is what I was saying, but like the difference between the Justice League Unlimited TV show, like cartoon, and this. JLU was quite a bit more organized, I feel like. They used everybody. Or at least they tried to, right? So I don't know, because you're handing out Justice League passes like fucking candy. So the ones that you're just handing Justice League passes out, those should be the ones that you're calling for backup, right? Especially if Superman is asking for help, where the fuck is John? And why aren't you calling him? Ring ring, hello. I'm not the writer though, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, as per usual, the art is great. We'll see how this story continues to develop, right? But that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. If you haven't gotten the book, get the book. Please make sure that you are looking out for the new podcast, Ghastly Gospels, with me and Captain Diesel, talking about everything horror, everything, haunted places, stories from creepypasta, serial killers, all of that jazz. And also check the Doctor's Office podcast. That's where I'm going to be giving you guys all of these like super long comic book characters who don't have enough pictures for me to like help you get a visual. And even talking about some just like different topics that I haven't brought to here. So stay tuned. And I will see you guys at your next checkup. Bye.